What's up, folks? We are live. We are live and hopefully loud enough. As always, so much to talk about, right? Not that I ever stop fucking running my gob wherever I may be. All right, that's better. It's bad enough you guys gotta have me blasting in your face. I don't need to be blasting in my own ears. Still feels a little weak. I do gotta bring this mic up. Hey, hey. Check, check. Well, if I start cackling, it's probably going to fucking redline, but... So, Jesus Christ, how about all the fucking crazy shit nonstop? What are we in day 29 of the Orange Cult Clown Show? Such as it is. And we have... First Lady Elon Musk wanting everybody's, all Americans' personal tax information. What the fuck is that all about? The craziness never ends. We have, according to the Chuds, we have people that have been collecting Social Security for 300 years. I've seen that one a few times. So people have been collecting Social Security in this country for longer than we've been a country. I know. I'm learning though, you know? I'm learning how things are possible. But the most general one or frequent one is that there's folks that have been collecting Social Security for 150 years. And for fuck's sake, I'm just guessing that we haven't had Social Security for 150 years. I seriously don't know when it started. I'm sure it was. I'm sure it's been. It hasn't been 150 years since we started that. Jay, what's up, brother? Yeah, Elania Musk Rump. Trusk. Lonnie Etrusc. No, exactly. Egal says they don't really care about getting caught in lies because their obvious plan is to have full control of whatever systems we had in place or are on shaky ground right now. That would oversee any of, that their bullshit, their fucking crimes, their, calling them on their lies. Yeah. Cabal error codes should be, Cabal, maybe error codes should be obvious to hackers and coders. Well, I tell you what, Jay, I just watched a piece from Resolute Square. That's the link if you see it still. Was it Brooke Harrington? Jesus, she's good. It's insane. To have fucking teenagers just, and for fuck's sake, I can still remember how rebellious I was. And probably pretty arrogant, but look, we not to beat up on tech junkies because I'm sort of one, but not at the coding level or any of that shit. But find me a fucking teenager that doesn't have a fucking I know it all attitude. You know what I'm saying? Because I raised 5 of them. What the fuck, man? These kids going through our treasury files, codes, systems. Not just our shit is in there, right? It's like all these other countries that we make payments to or do business with, in whatever way, it's just insane. Jim, what's up, brother? Amazingly, not one arrest rampant fraud and no one to arrest. Makes me wonder if it's all a pile of horseshit. No offense to Mr. Ed. Well, like I said earlier, we can find fraud. It's not. I don't think it would be that difficult to find not fraud, waste in about every department, right? There's always some place you could say, oh, we could do this better. In any business, in a government, whatever it is, right? Now, does that mean it's okay for us to have, none of us are against, if DOGE was legitimately looking for all fraud and waste across the board, across the aisle, I should say, and, bringing that to account, right? Holding that to account. So the Trump campaign seriously went from make America great again for the people, which I never believe. I'm just saying this bullshit he spewed to us, right? And as you guys know, I fucking streamed more goddamn Trump rallies and fucking speeches and pressers and bullshit than I ever cared to think about. I know what the son of a bitch said. And it's this, it's clear that he is invading the privacy of citizens, like, violating our civil rights. To get to the bottom of fraudsters or waste. Sounds like the Patriot Act 2.0. 3.0? You can tell I'm just about at my wit's end with this shit. I really am. I mean, it's just insane. You think about, and I said not long ago that whatever, let's say we get through this, right? Because we have to think ahead. Clearly, we have not, as, libs, Dems, anybody, any true patriot, which clearly doesn't include Trumpers. We have to start thinking ahead a lot more than we have, because there's no doubt we've been caught with our pants down, or caught, set back on our heels with the extreme veracity that this Trump administration has just gutted, or is going through gutting, these iconic and much needed, just these historic and foundational institutions. It's very, very hard for me to wrap my mind around. Again, because it just goes back to, there's a lot of these motherfuckers, right? There's like 70 million that voted for Trump that have some sort of issue, whether it's an honesty issue, psychological issue, daddy issues. I don't know. But we have to, they're there. They're out there. And they're fucking continuing to fuel this shit. Fred, what's up, brother? Yeah, Jay says they already got caught lying about $50 million in condoms for Gaza. Right, Elon, I just watched that clip, or went through half of it. Elon backtracking on that bullshit. Like, yeah, it's okay. Well, you know how it is, Jay. Like, they, like with the fucking, they're eating the dogs, right? It gets just completely fucking debunked. And it doesn't matter. Because we got half of the fucking country's voters saying, That's where my struggle is. Yeah, we're gonna follow through and do everything we can diplomatically or politically, right, within our laws, and being able to vote and protest, and it's good to see all these. I mean, 29 days in, and the Trump protests are doing nothing but ramping up. We are still a democracy. I'm not sure if revolution would be included in that, right? Revolution is kind of a last extreme, dire option, right? And I don't think we're anywhere near that. I'm just looking at how we're going to deal with this with inside our laws and our Constitution, because you guys know that's we cannot stand and preach about democracy if we don't stick to it, even during these toughest times. And so far we all have. And I'm, proud of all you folks that I know. I mean, just proud to know you and see the strength that we just don't all of a sudden fucking cave to bullshit conspiracy theories and fucking nonsense, right? Or violence. Laura, what's up, sister? Cheers to you. Fred says he's on mute, so Fred can't hear me tell him to fuck off. I wouldn't tell you that, Fred. I wouldn't tell you that, Fred, unless you were on mute. Yeah, fired nuclear safety regulators trying to hire them back. Yeah, they were fucking scrambling. You have people in key positions. These aren't dumb fucking lazy, poor me people, right? woe is me. They were out. They're fucking moving on, man. Especially in there's good and bad about this. That there's Republicans out there that know that Trump is not good, and I mean folks who vote Republican, right? Not necessarily elected officials, but folks in these positions that have just been canned. These key, yeah, these are the kind of people like I wish I could remember the exact department, but like they just go through their job and lives quietly and are some of the most dedicated, heroic civil servants that far beyond our elected officials. These people that are hired and spend their lives dedicated to some of these positions that are so fucking important to our national security and our financial securities, you know, who may or may not vote one way or another. They probably, 99% of them vote on voting day and or election day and or whenever and go about their business like they consider who they're voting for and then do it, and then it's about their job. It's about serving America and not like just. I mean, the people are America, but that's not all of it, right? There's another big factor, right? And that's the ideology. And people can go, well, TV, you start talking about ideology and you fucking freak me out, right? Because everyone has their own. But that's what America isn't about, having just one ideology, because it is, but it's also about being able, everybody making up that one ideology, having their own, right? Having their own idea of how they want to live their life. And it's a long road. It's a long road. But, and I don't know what to say. It's a very, it's really, I want to say bittersweet, but that's not even it. It's like there's no good way out of this. And right now I see the best path is being Trump failing at every fucking turn. That these lawsuits from states and AGs just keep hammering down. We keep fucking checking every fucking line of any fucking executive order, legislation the GOP is trying to put through. And just watching Resolute Square, like I just mentioned to Jay before he came on, and it's like causing friction, right? Not disrupting democracy, or because it is democracy when we're able to work within our laws and our Constitution and do everything we can to stop someone, an administration that is trying to do things outside of our laws, outside of our Constitution, and it's just clear, right? This is bittersweet, I guess. The determination and loyalty that Americans have to each other and that ideology that I just spoke of, right? Because we put up with so much fucking shit. Most of us put up with so much fucking shit because we really do believe in the idea of all of us, of unity, of the United States, right? And so and it's a slippery slope and a fine razor's edge that you compromise some of your freedoms for security, right? I get that. Fred says 7 hate watchers right now. Yeah, Laura says e pluribus unum. It says today Trump blamed Ukraine for starting the war with Russia. It's 1939 all over again. Damn Poland. What's Mac? What's up, brother? Yeah, Jim. People that the AP. I had to look up the AP, Associated Press issue with Trump or getting booted. Apparently, they're still able to do the press conferences. And it's not like it's just one. And I'm going. It's not a huge issue, but I think it's a clear indicator. And again, I don't know. I'm either talking to folks who fucking got it a long time ago, understand, right, you guys, or we're talking to Trumpers who, even if they do get it, are like, ba 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 ba, I can't hear you, I can't see you, I can't hear you, ba 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 ba. Don't tell me that, TV. The Associated Press isn't just like a member of the fucking White House press pool. They are the foundation of the White House press pool. Seriously, the Associated Press is the goalpost, is the marker, right? It's the standard. The Associated Press is the White House press pool foundation. Who else waged war against the media? Who was the first absolute bonkers fucking off the shit rails fucking dictator that attacked the press in such a way? Hitler. Yeah. And I think that's a good segue right into our Vice President, J.D. Vance, and his incredible showing in Europe over the weekend. The son of a bitch calls Trump America's Hitler, and then he goes to Germany, or he goes to wherever they were meeting. I don't know that it was in Germany. But he meets with the ADF party. Did I get that right? AFD, ADF party. Which is far right, extremist, Nazi. They are just out in the open, Fourth Reich, fucking bonkers, if you ain't white, you ain't right bullshit. And so Vance goes there and fucking meets with these motherfuckers, right? The guy who calls his boss 4 years ago America's Hitler. And I was trying to, I looked up some Curtis Yarvin videos, and I had one back during the campaign that was just absolutely fucking crazy, and I couldn't find that one, but so I didn't grab any clips. But he is, he's one of him and Peter Thiel, and there's some others, but yeah, the broligarchs. And see, I asked this question a few months ago, like, I don't know where Elon stands with these folks. Like, I don't even know what kind of relationship Elon has with Vance. Maybe they keep it very extremely low-key on purpose as not to tip off Trump, who is their, I don't know. It's such a fucking... I don't watch, like, what's that fucking Game of Thrones? But I have, just from listening, seeing so many people talk about it in chats, I have the gist of it. That's what the Trump administration is like. Any of you Game of Thrones watchers out there? Is that not what it's like? Oh, did Chev come by to see us, that poor bastard? And deplorable me is here. He is deplorable. If 5 times Laura's on fire. Oh, was Chev all fucking bent out of shape that TV was doing a live stream? Why don't you guys come in here and try and fucking debate my stupid ass? I doubt. I don't know if Laura. No, I just cleared all those. I don't know if Laura removed you guys from the channel. If not, I'm sure you have other accounts. Let me know if you want me to throw up a fucking StreamYard and get your stupid ass on here. You don't have to show your face. Laura says Vance and Peter Thiel on the DL. Laura got me started. Smack a maggot, yeah. Maybe it should have been more like, ugh. See, this is also kind of off topic, personal issue. I shouldn't go so long without streaming because, yeah, it just takes, and I'm just going to stick to blaming Laura if I start getting out of hand. Yes, DL stands for Davenport Love. Jim asked if DL is secret for couch. Yep, stands for Davenport Love. Kind of like muskrat love, but with a inanimate object. On the down low. The love seat, yeah. At the love seat. At the love seat, it's a little piece of furniture where we can get together. Wow, wow. Love seat, baby. A love seat, baby. I hop on the couch, it's as big as a whale, and it's about to set sail. Muskrat Susie and Muskrat Sam. I don't know if I ever did look up that fucking book quote from Vance. But he's a fucking kook, man. I mean, you know, there is no, his Senate win was like the amount of money that was poured into his campaign, because there was no way, and what the numbers he won by. And it's not like we don't see this kind of stuff, but not to that level. Like, it was just like a whole new unbeatable goal for a bought seat. I don't know. Where's Bill? Because you know, listen to that Resolute Square. And those guys are good. For fuck's sake. I love Resolute Square. They're just... I'm pissy that I haven't spent more time reading my whole fucking life, right? And it's hard to catch up, but I do the best I can now. It wears me out. Look at me. I probably look like fucking absolutely bullshit again, like always. It's those guys are insane though. I won't give my example from just a couple hours ago, personal example. But like they were, like, look, we gotta fucking, and I brought this up a minute ago, we gotta fucking create friction, throw sand in the gears, of this Trump fucking maniac Mad Max machine, and whatever we can within our laws and constitution, and I'm no saint, but believe it or not, I have boundaries. And I'm like, God damn it, there's some things that no matter how stupid it is, even maybe if I'm far more immoral in some other way, there's something I'm just like, I just don't feel like right. Like creating wedges, causing division, right? Within, but it's fucking gloves off. I mean, for fuck's sake, we're not out there promoting violence. But I'm all about whatever, and not creating conspiracy theories or lies, right? Just fucking, because there is enough material for these fucks within the Trump administration. They just do. None of these motherfuckers care for each other half the time, right? We've seen it all through the J6 hearings with that whole fucking crazy inside bullshit in the White House, right? None of you think, and though, like, we use the example, look, Trump's first administration was, it could have been 10 times worse, but he didn't have any idea how it all worked because he's a complete fucking idiot and wasn't a politician or have any idea about how our laws work or the office of president, the president of the United States works. This time he does, and he has more trustworthy people in that sense that are more knowledgeable around him in that capacity. So this is going to be way worse, right? In that sense. But also, if you take that into consideration, you have to look at how fucking self-centered, absorbed, and focused every one of these individuals are, right? With the Project 2025 folks and Musk and anybody else that they have advising them in private, right? Every one of these motherfuckers have their own agenda first, and they're just trying to figure out how they can maneuver within the Trump administration to achieve that goal. And so that's the only time they have any consideration of not calling out or not butting heads with anybody in that same group, right? Self-preservation for their agenda. Jim says, no creating wedgies. MAGA's still talking about George Soros. Yeah, Jay, I thought about that a second ago. I don't know what I was getting ready to rant about or did end up into. But, yeah, George Soros, because he made a $60 million super PAC for a bunch of Democrats to share, like over 300 of them, and ignoring Elon. Yeah, exactly. That was ignoring Elon's $200 million giveaway given to Donald Trump. Right. Like, I thought we had laws against that, right? Is that how I assume that's how Elon did it, was donated it to a super PAC that Trump had control, like Lara Trump had control over. Is that the deal, I think? Oh, so frustrating. Well, we're getting to a point, though, Jay, and it disgusts me, and it's not something we talk about much because it's just, fuck, we have whales to fry in comparison to minnows like, $2 billion spent in this last election between the two campaigns, right? And look at what we got out of it. $2 billion spent, and look what the fuck we... People say, well, okay, Harris spent $1 billion and she lost. And yeah, that's disgusting. I don't put it on Harris. I think she, God damn it, I don't want to go into that. I don't want to revisit that. $2 billion. Was the $1 billion that Harris spent wasted? I don't think you can say it's wasted. She didn't win. Would it have been wasted if she'd won? No. Is what I look at is that $2 billion fucking dollars were spent or donated, spent on this last election on the two campaigns, from the two campaigns. And look what the fuck we got out of it. Is there not some sort of connection there? During the campaign this past fall, I'm sure I brought it up a few times that I don't know what the percentage is, very high, right? 9 out of 10 campaigns spending the most win the election. It's probably higher than 9 out of 10. Yeah, Jim says basically no laws on super PACs. Yeah, I won't donate to super PACs anyways. I donate to individual candidates. And I'll be honest, it's not been often. Because though I think that obviously you got to have, I don't know what to say. Humans have advanced in so much in ways that we have not, obviously, not considered the repercussions. Wes, what's up, brother? Wes says Mitch McConnell did it for his entire time. Nobody understands the holes in the constitutional laws. Obama had some education, right? On the love seat, it's a little Davenport where we can get together. Love seat, baby. Love seat, baby, love seat. So yes, Curtis Yarvin, look him up, you guys, if you haven't. I know most of you are probably familiar with him if you've been following the any of the tech bro shit. I don't know, you guys, because I don't understand it. I don't pretend to understand code. I mean, I'm a tech junkie in the sense that I love my programs. I've learned a whole fucking lot about audio, video streaming live. It takes a lot. Trust me, it does to do this, right? It's one thing to, throw up a camera and just do a webcam thing or whatever, but I mean, just the connections, right? So I don't understand exactly what. Well, I guess, I mean, I'm not ignorant to. I watch a lot of fucking different hacker shit, right? And it's like Musk, even our own intelligence agencies don't necessarily have, we have some of the brightest people and most, creative folks in the world, but not all of them, right? We don't have all of the world's most technical, creative folks, hackers, right? Folks who are able to break things down, break into them. And neither does Musk. And so it's fucking crazy that we're in this position where we have someone like Musk and Thiel who certainly have, again, some of the most creative minds probably and best hackers. And I don't mean keep saying hackers as a negative thing, right? Just people who are really, really good at creating or breaking down or busting codes, right? It doesn't necessarily mean a negative. I don't mean to give it a negative connotation. So, we have these folks who are more capable than I'm aware of, than what I can be aware of, or than I am, and probably that most of us are aware of what they're able to do, right? But they don't. Again, there are people out there, and thankfully, honestly, and and I'm not saying folks or whoever may be, because it's such a fucking loose, broad field now if you say anonymous or something like that, but that sort of thing, or those sort of folks, folks like Edward Snowden, right? And though he wasn't really, he was smart and understands computer systems and all that and coding well, but he also just happened to be in a position. But there are individuals out there, thankfully, and they could be just as dangerous and rogue and whatever, or are rogue and could be just as dangerous. But I don't know what to say other than I hope that these folks, they may be one of our few last hope kind of factors, seriously, when we're dealing with, I mean, come on, you guys. I am not paranoid, but we all see how much our world is just run on technology, right? The most advanced technology every day. You get, and I was in this same boat, 15, 16, 17 years ago with the, cash, gotta have cash because it keeps the fucking man from keeping control of you. And it's like, well, we've been in a fucking digitally financed world for, well, since long before that, 16, 17, 18 years ago. So these same people that are fucking paranoid, or, the Trumpers that have been paranoid about all this fucking technological takeover, are the same idiot sticks that are fucking backing crypto coin and somehow think it's different than the systems we already have in place with digital currency. And how 99% of our transactions in the U.S. every day are fucking digital, right? No matter how big or small, if it's at a convenience store or between two major fucking businesses. These people are scary. Peter Thiel, Musk, they have, not all, but some of the best creative hackers in the world. And I do not know what they're capable of completely, right? And that's not, again, I don't want to sound like I'm paranoid. It's, a little paranoia breeds caution, so. Wes says, Cash Patel really looks horrible, does he? Wes says, my PC locks up, I'm trashing it. I had a great learning experience with my very first desktop, which I still have. I only have 3 over since 2009. So how many years is that? About 16 years. I went till 2015 when I got my Acer desktop, which is just basically a Chromebook and a desktop shell. It's 4 gigs or something. It's fucking stupid. It's what I use for my music and all that stuff now. And then I got this. So I went 5 years and I got this new HP in 2020. ready to upgrade it though. And I think I could do it myself for about $200. I can add a whole fuckload of virtual memory. I can upgrade because it has a GPU and a CPU, which was critical for me doing this shit. Jay says that when it comes to our private financial data, call a spade a spade. A hacker does data theft, not accounting. Exactly. Right. Well, Jay, the thing is, yeah, you were here from the get-go. The fucking, like I said, I mean, like I know you guys can elaborate or add to my thoughts that, especially any of you that are parents, no matter how good-hearted, and you know, for fuck's sake, teenagers that are tech junkies, find me a more fucking arrogant group of people. And that's not beating up on every one of them, but you guys know what I'm saying. These are smart folks, and they should be happy or proud or, you know, should take some sort of enjoyment out of using the abilities that God gave them physically or whoever, however that works, right? For good and not like Jesus Christ. It's a tough world, you guys, because it's clear that a lot of us have, you know, there's you know, we could go, I wanted to bring up this natural order of things along with the broligarchs, right? People like Peter Thiel, even the elite and whatever. It just doesn't have to be the techocrats. Technocrats, techocracy. I can't even say my own title. There's folks that this Curtis Yarvin, that believe in this some sort of natural order thing, and maybe a really weak analogy would be the food. What do we call that? The you know, predator pyramid or cycle, right? Like the big fish eat the little fish and blah, 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 blah. But it keeps going on up. And so supposedly man is the ultimate predator, right? Or at the top of the food chain. Food chain, that's what I was looking for. So there's folks that like the Thiels and Vance and blah, 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 right? And not just in tech, but this is I think the techocracy is the biggest worry in this sense, that, you know, they feel like back in the day we had kings and we had God and we had kings and we had popes and priests and lords, and then there were maybe some folks in between them and the peasants, right? Court clerks or administrators or whatever, right? And then you had, you know, there was a different time, maybe later on in the 1600s, where there were, you know, maybe you added a working class that was possibly considered different than peasants. But that's, not to get too far off track or sound like a lunatic, that's what how these people see it. Like, we as humans have our place. Like, they are the elite, the smart decision makers, you know, folks that are above doing, you know, menial work, right? Cooking, cleaning, taking care of themselves, right? Then those folks, and then like the middle class who we are, I don't know how much they really value us out, if they see us any differently than the poor uneducated class. I don't see us any differently than the poor uneducated class, other than right now, those of us who are in the middle class and have some sort of education, that's just where we're at for now. though the middle class is shrinking. Um, so I don't know how much these folks break it down, but there's no doubt in my mind that that there is a lot of them, especially in this broligarch um, tech circle, right? Like, and it kind of it. I mean, it washes over right into other. It's not just tech folks, but it certainly includes all those who are wealthy. Or I think it's safe to say that that's one of the requirements to be extremely wealthy. Um, there's no doubt that these folks see a majority of us as less than them in some sort of way. Like, it's just the way things are meant to be. Again, like the food chain, right? Like, there's rich white men, then there's rich white women, and then there's white men, and then maybe white women, I don't know. But then there's the middle class, and then there's the poor class, and then there's animals, and the, you know, vegetation and dirt, all in that level. Seriously, that's how these folks view things in order of value and this, you know, um, what's the word I'm looking for? All these things have their place, right? Like we have to have folks. I don't know if they think that we have to have folks that are fucking poor and miserable, but it's just so fucking, it's just so disgusting. Can you guys imagine going to one elite party and the conversations you'd hear? I'd be in fucking jail in minutes. Kicked out or in jail. God damn it. Again, I blame Laura if I'm going off on a rant tonight too often. Jay says, speaking of music, UA is giving away a plug-in free that you absolutely need TV2, the UADX 1176. Let me copy and paste your comment in a minute, Jay, so I can remember all that. Compressor doesn't have to have many dials, and you should put it on everything to balance your levels. Gotcha. Thanks, brother. I'm going to save that. As you know, it takes me time sometimes to get back to this stuff, but I got so much up in the air right now, Jay. I used to not be afraid to open up to you guys a little. I'm still not afraid to open up to you guys. It's just we have so many fucking brilliant ears and mouths listening. Got it. I do still have that. I don't want to just start playing any one of these Curtis Yarvin clips because I have no idea. I haven't listened to them. The one I watched where I think he mentioned Vance, or Vance was there at the same whatever conference. It was just the most fucking crazy bullshit. Like this Curtis Yarvin dude clearly said he would be all about an autocracy. It was just insane. I mean, I guess thankfully that the most extreme and influential people like this, or at least however many of them that are forthcoming with their fucking absolutely crazy bullshit, I'm glad that they're vocal about it, I guess. I mean, better than having them hiding under the rocks and in the shadows. Dave Oz in the motherfucking house, bringing. Let me see if I can bring that up, Dave. Let me see if I can bring that up. Dave, do 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 do. Dave, do 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 do. Dave, Moscow agent governing. Fucking A right, brother. All right, Dave, now you got me started. Motherfucker. Jesus Christ. I am so wound up. Again, if there's anything you guys are, disappointed in with this tonight's stream, right, Laura? I don't know why I'm picking on her so bad. All right. I got some old TV2 media memes. They're fucking complete fucking shit quality wise, but wait a minute. God damn it. Let me delete that and go back to my other scene. All right, hold on. Hey, no. I thought I had some more Trump Russian bullshit. Oh, here we go. Look at Trump. Is that motherfucker not like flexing right there? Is Trump's flexing, right? He's trying to. Look at him. Look at him bulking up. Look at him pumping up. Look at Trump's tiny hand. Oh, I was going to say he needs both of his hands to shake little old Vladdy's hand. All right. Fuck Donald Trump, right? With a big old green donkey dick. Should we just go for a fucking... I'm just going to go crazy on some old TV2 media Trump memes. All right, and that's a great segue into, did I keep that one? Yes, I did. I know. Well, again, I blame Laura. Shit's getting X-rated. What time is it? Whatever. All right, I'm going to... Couple more, you guys. I went to fucking town on Trump's ass, apparently. I can't see you guys either right now, by the way. I'm just going to file through these. Okay, I got a good one too for the last one, but here's another. I love Macron, by the way. Did I put a space in? I think I checked that. God, that your looks so weird. It's got, yeah, I don't know. Now thinking about it, I should have had Melania saying you have no idea. Here's a fitting one for recent events. Holy fuck, I made a bunch of these, didn't I? Hands down. Hands down, worst president. Not just worst president, worst American. I mean, we're talking, there's, you know, there's folks like Charles Manson and John Wayne Gacy, right? Ted Bundy. Yeah, there's Trump. Trump is right up there. All right, you guys, I'm going to share one last meme, and then I got to do a BRB. I don't know if this is my favorite, but I love it. and I love suicidal. Suicidal. Do 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 do. I think I played it before and it gets hit. Otherwise, I'd go out to my break with that. I'm fine. I just want 11,780 votes, and she just wouldn't give them to me. All I wanted was votes, and she just wouldn't let me have it. I went to your schools, your churches, your institutional learning facilities, and I'm the one that's crazy? All right, you guys. I'm going to go do a BRB. I'll be right back. I appreciate all you folks hanging out. Human in the house. Good to see you, brother. Mac Dog. Yes, Mac dropped in a minute ago, didn't he? All right. I'll be right back. Hang tight. All right. Enough of that. Well, not enough of that, but I'm not crazy institutionalized. You're the one that's crazy institutionalized. That freaking rhythm, holy balls, though. Could listen to that shit for like, I don't know, hours. All right, human, how the hell are you, brother? God damn it, we don't see you enough. Dave's got all kinds of more links up. Right? Let's grab some of those. What the hell? Only you can prevent forest fires. Seriously, we've been defunded. It's you on you now. All right. Funny, not funny, funny. Let's see what else Dave's got hanging out there. Gosh darn it. I've cut out the unnecessary federal spending, leaving only the absolute critical. $15 billion for SpaceX. Yeah, baby, $450K for Tesla. I think it's more than that. I think it was like $400 million for Tesla. Dave, thanks for putting that shit together. Always seen that one. All right, let me catch up with you guys. Human ass if TV was humming Haba Degalia? I'm probably slaughtering that. Yeah, you're welcome, Jim. I know you will wield your wrench with honor. Sorry, I forgot I was on that other scene. Wesley says, look, this is worthless. Repeating the words, saving the country. You know, Jesus Christ, I'm sure that sounds absolutely beautiful. Some chud was saying, defending Trump's use of ketamine. Oops, I gotta get rid of these mains. Hold on. Sheesh, that's better. Not Trump's use, Musk's use of ketamine. That he had fucking, oh my God. I was lurking, and I just left chat like 20 minutes before. I was like, it's 4 a.m. I'm like, I'm not fucking. It was hard to fucking pass it down, but said that Musk had 6 spine surgeries, and I'm like, 6 spine surgeries, and the motherfucker still doesn't have a spine. I know, how pissy. FEM, fuck Elon Musk. Human says Graham admitted that what Elon is doing is illegal, but doesn't give a fuck. Of course not, brother. Just a Senate seat, right? I'm going to continue to ramp this up, and I know you guys will appreciate it, and you won't ever get sick of me hearing me say that 60+% of the Senate seats up for grabs in 2026 are held by Republicans. We need to change that. Until then, we fucking push back as hard as we can in every way possible. And then, look, I don't know. I'm sure you guys feel like if we fuck up 2026, I don't know what to say. I don't feel like, well, I mean, you deserve everything that you get as a country, right? It sucks, but I think most of you all, I can't speak for you guys on this because it's a tough one, but unfortunately, and it's why I always bring up, look, we have to fucking find a way to deal with these fuckers, not cooperate with them or compromise with them. We have to find a way to deal with them. America is a whole. We are certainly a whole with the fucking Trump aspect of politics. Holy shit. So I don't know, if we don't get our shit together in 2026, I just absolutely may be speechless, which would be a first time. Wes says, why did the courts not take the agreement on Elon and say he's not blocked then? Legality was the case. I'm not sure, Wes, I must have missed some comments. Jay says they are at the point where the law doesn't apply to them if they believe they are saving the nation. Well, yeah, Trump said again blatantly that someone who saves the nation, and these are obviously just really bland, gray generalizations, right? Saving? Who decides if you're saving? What the fuck you're saving, Trump, if anything? Not you, buddy. You don't get to decide that. You might think you do. You get to decide what you're saving for yourself. You don't get to make you don't get to make that decision for us. You don't get to make that determination. You don't get to set that post. We do. I don't even speak for Mrs. V no more than she speaks for me, right? Yeah. Couples and business partners and, political allies, we agree and compromise on a lot of things, but at the end of the day, we don't have anybody speak for us but ourselves. Unless we choose them to. We didn't choose Trump to speak for us at a personal level. He is in a position of leading this country, though he is failing miserably. Jay says, where laws ends, tyranny begins, is a quote by John Locke, my favorite, Jay. I was listening to him last night, brother. I'm serious. He who saves his country does not violate any laws is a quote by Yeah. Yep. I didn't see your comment, and that's what I was thinking. The son of a bitch literally just went on TV yesterday or the day before saying that he is above the law. Like, I didn't really think, I wasn't shocked at how mild or inclusive he pretended or tried to be in the first couple days after the election. But I knew it would just go, we all knew it would just go completely south. Yeah. Oh, Wes says both sides spent the money. If you mean like any sort of waste or fraud, I agree, brother. Yeah, I agree. Any sort of waste or fraud that they're going to come up with is going to be, waste, maybe not necessarily fraud. Waste is going to be something that was voted on by our Congress. That was passed by our Congress. So yes, it takes, but Wes, I don't think you've ever heard me say that Democrats don't have a lot of fucking straightening up to do in some ways, right? Like, a good example is when they found the fucking classified docs in Biden's garage. It's like, I don't think for a second that he had any ill intentions, right? The same way with, like, I literally said, put Biden and Pence in the same kind of category with that shit, as wasn't reported on much because it just probably got fucking frantically taken care of. But at that time, when Pence and Biden both had classified documents showing up where they shouldn't have been, we know, and it was reported just briefly, that there was a whole lot of other former administration officials that had any sort of access to any classified documents that were going through the shit, right, to make sure they weren't retaining things that they shouldn't be retaining. So, but I use that as an example because at that time I'm like, we can't, I didn't think for a second that Biden had any ill intentions, but it, to be honest, it was a real complete fucking lapse of fucking responsibility. I mean, how do you let, look, I think I used this argument before, and I'm not trying to defend stupidity, but I am saying that I don't fully understand just how fucking busy someone in that position might be, how many different aides and folks and things they have going on, right? That's not an excuse, though. Like, I've always taught my kids that even if you haven't had anything to do with whatever negative thing may be affecting your life, you got to take responsibility for it, right? Like, if it affects you in a negative way and is able to be attached to you, even though you had no ill intentions or whatever, you have to be responsible. And people make mistakes. But again, I think Pence and Biden, and certainly probably the Carter administration, Obama, there were some things that probably got returned. People did some deeper, more responsible digging and cleaning, right? We can't have that shit on the left. Period. We have to be spotless. I know that's going to be impossible because we're human. But we have to stand on what we preach till it breaks our fucking legs. We have to. We have to. I mean, there's nothing else worth living for, right? But getting through this shit, being so many of us, I don't think there's any of us here that have thought for 1 second how this is gonna, how battling against this Trump bullshit and pushing our country forward in the way we think is best is somehow benefiting us personally immediately. I do think it benefits us, or me and us, in the sense that we can go, yes, look at what we fought for in a really fucking trying time, because we don't want to be part of like a World War II generation, right? Those folks are heroes. The world doesn't need that. Nobody wants that. This is our fucking World War II. Especially because most of us are probably my age or older here. Right. Most of us are Gen Xers or older. And we've kind of done what we wanted to, or we're doing what we want to in a pretty normal, quiet way. There's no selfishness in that, There's no selfishness in wanting to press through this shit. So just being as compassionate or being as passionate as we are about it, right? None of us think that we're saving the world by whatever we may be doing individually, but we have to, I talked to Sherry earlier, and I know she's out there, but it's like, and we've talked about this before, you guys, that, are we doing, and I've seen a lot of other respectable YouTubers, stream on the topic or do posts on the topic that is there any good coming out of the toxicity of these intense chat rooms like the White House, for instance, even though on Reddit, I've never even done Reddit other than I've been there, just never spent more than a minute or two because there wasn't any place specific that I was going to look for or anything. But and for me, it still thankfully always comes back to, and for a lot of folks, that if we stop all communication, even if all the communication we have with our opposition is just a lot of fucking dirty, dark shit, there is no hope. Maybe the hope seems very dim in those situations, but there is no hope if we don't fucking butt heads with these people, right? We're just, there is no communication anymore. I mean, maybe the difference is really slim, but yeah. Wes says each and every American, regardless of age, owes $225K if we called in the bonds and you settled it. Is it up to that much? Wes, I know when my first grandchild was born 5 years ago, she was responsible for about $36,000 as an American citizen. Yeah, there's a lot of shit that, there's a lot of fucking shit that I could go off on about that stuff. Look, the spending is ridiculous, but, and again, it's just, I've butted heads with a few of you folks here and there, a little bit. I don't know about butted heads, just disagreements on logistics. Like, there's some of you folks that push back against. I've said that I think that at the size of our nation, 350 million people, it does start to get more complicated, especially because of the geography, right? Like, if we were 350 million people in a piece of land a quarter of the size of what America is, seriously, it would be a whole different ball game. I think that it's going to get democracy it's not surprising, I guess, to me that there is such division. It's a little surprising to me that it's so well defined into two categories. And obviously that, or two parties or whatever. Jim says it was on the chief of staff and it was pretty much incompetence. Yeah. Magic, welcome to the stream. And I think I just missed your jam session the other night. Last night, maybe? I listened to a few minutes. I was hoping to catch it. I'm kind of a live video person, not. Jim and Jay are smoking down. Jay says there's some Reddit. Yeah, I'll bet you there's a lot of good Reddit stuff. Like, I see some pretty like very respectful people, right? That promote Reddit for the whatever their sites or their social media. Darlene, what's up? How many grandbabies do you have? I have 2 and another on the way in August, I think. Max says counting the furry ones. Yeah, Wes says ideology can't be 2 different things. Well, I don't think any one person can have 2 conflicting ideologies. Magic says just ordered a new Floyd Rose imitation and 2 more humbuckers. Nice. Yeah, I need to upgrade the lead pickup on my guitar. One day. I don't know about installing it myself, though. Once it was away. Get back home. So what was this bullshit? Did anybody catch it? I caught it only like an hour before I was going to go live, and I was hanging out with Laura a little bit and then trying to get this set up. Something about Trump denying that Elon was a part of DOGE. What the fuck was that all about? And then there was some sort of criminal defense claims by Trump and Elon in the who's that stupid fuck from Fox? Not Brett Baer. Anyways, Sean Hannity. I'm kind of happy that those people's names go right out of my mind that quick. I get really frustrated, you guys, as you could tell, probably, possibly. I don't know if it shows or not. There's nothing. Doesn't seem like there's anything that really kind of throws me off or is more unsettling than folks like Hannity, and not just in that kind of high position or status, right, with reaching folks at the most fucking lowest level Trumper, right, on the street, who has nobody fucking listening to his or her dumb ass. It's real. It's unsettling at the end of the day. It's just really like these people have completely. I mean, when someone gets to where they no longer give a fuck about their own physical or mental well-being, how do you fight that? You know what I mean? It's a kamikaze pilot. A lot of these Trumpers, even at the highest level, these folks are kamikaze Trumper pilots. They are. We've seen how many of these folks have been willing to just completely fucking destroy their careers, their lives, their families for Trump. I don't know how. I don't have the biggest vocabulary. I don't know how else to Better explain it. Kamikaze Trump pilots. Human says you fight it with passive Darwinism. Magic says a strat tremel doesn't want to stay in tune typically. Well, the only time I ever had a wah-wah bar or a whammy bar was I had a Charvel, and it had a Floyd Rose floating tremolo. But I was, I don't know, 20 years old. I had no idea what the fuck I was doing. And so I struggled with keeping that thing in tune. But I always had a very heavy hand. But that shouldn't matter with a guitar that's set up well, especially with a Floyd Rose. Human says, know that they are ending themselves. Yeah, it's right. And, Human, again, like I said, I told the Trumpers yesterday or whenever it was, early this morning, it may not happen in our lifetime. Like, I don't know how many of those chatters were close to my age outside of the ones I knew in there, right? Some of you folks. Mighty was there, whoever. Even if we do not rebound fully and get like back ahead of where we were headed in before 2016, as long as I feel like we will get there, and it doesn't have to. I don't have to see it to die happy, right? To die and content. I don't. And again, I appreciate so many of you folks for that. I don't know if you guys realize exactly. Again, because I know that you folks, it's not a selfish or self-centered focus, right? Like, most of us aren't looking to gain. I mean, especially because we know how long things take in government to kind of to work. It's like, what do folks like us who, maybe are in retirement or nearing retirement in the next 10 years, own our homes, right? We've already set ourselves up where we're able to do what we want to for extracurricular love and life activity. I mean, it's all about, again, a lot of us have kids and grandkids, and I don't know. That's what inspires me and keeps me positive, is that I see so much. We see a lot of fucking negative shit, right? Like the Trump numbers, they're out there in force. They're out there in force. Legions of demons. But there always has to be a balance for the universe to continue, so we are that balance. Trump is the retribution. We're the fucking balance to his fucking twisted ass retribution. No, I hear you, Magic. Magic says he doesn't. I'm independent, not affiliated with any party. I vote, or I register independent, but I voted a straight Dem ticket. I just didn't. There was just. It's not like I agree. I mean, I wouldn't have voted for a Dem if I thought they were just complete corrupt fucking pieces of shit. But if that were the case in whatever seat that was they were running for, I would assume that the Republican opponent probably wouldn't have been much better. I mean, not when you're, No, I don't expect any party to change anything necessarily in the sense of a party having to do it or being the only way it's possible. It's up to us. I think it's more it's just fucking aesthetics, right? But I've said that we really should be doing away with Republican Democrat Party. I've only had Putin and maybe Pete push back on me about this, about being able to donate to those specific, you know, being able to collaborate with a lot of other donors to specific agendas. And I get that part of it, but I still don't feel like that would somehow, if there was legislation put in place that you could not register as a Republican or Democrat, so you register as an independent, or we just wouldn't need registration for political parties, right? And that includes candidates, obviously. So doesn't it ultimately come down to that anyway? I mean, if you fucking ask a voter, what are you voting on? Are you voting on a person or are you voting on policy? And anybody that doesn't have their head up their ass, or even enough to deflect and lie about their goals or agendas, it's like they're voting on policy. That said, I just stated that I voted a straight Dem ticket because there was no reason not to with the candidates of choice that I had. So it's always going to be up to the people, but you have to vote. And I've not hammered down on folks bad. I've not been as pissy in public about this as I have been at home or in private here at times, because I didn't always vote, and I've been more than open about that. I haven't always voted, and so I was just really tore up about how so many fucking people didn't show for this past election. But more importantly is, I wonder why that is. I mean, it's not like those folks that, said fuck going out and voting, thought that Trump was the better candidate. Did they see Harris and Trump as one and the same? I mean, how is that possible, you guys? Did they see them as not even close to one and the same, but just equal evils? I don't. It's very, very hard. I mean, so I haven't hammered down too bad on folks that didn't vote in this last election, even though it tore me apart because I hadn't always voted in the past. And so I tried to be understanding and just say, look, whatever. If you didn't vote in the past, we vote now, right? Even if you didn't vote in 2024, you fucking vote in 2026, okay? You have to. And that's the part that kind of makes me pissy, is it's fucking laziness. Even probably among half of our voters are just completely fucking ignorant to what is real, right? For Christ's sake, you could fucking take the Ohio, they're eating the dogs bullshit, right up to common sense fucking legislation. What is actually happening? And too many fucking voters are lazy. On the I guess on the left as well, maybe not as many on the left. I don't know that maybe just as many, maybe more. I'm just saying that voters are fucking lazy, and it's bullshit. It's got to end. I'm glad. I don't know what to say, like, as far as, is it better to vote, have an ill-informed voter, or someone not vote? See, I mean, I don't know. I guess you would not want an ill-informed person to vote, right? I don't know. It's that's our issue, is participation. When you look at any other fucking first world Western country, we pale in comparison to voter turnout to those countries. And that's unexcusable. And I was part of that unexcusable bullshit for a long time. Yeah, exactly. And if you choose not to decide, you still have made a choice. Wow, wow, wow. Well said, Human and Getty. Or Professor Pert. Jim says, my take on your issue, TV, is lines of communication have to stay open or we're all fucked. All the same time, you're talking to the mouthiest of the morons. It's a challenge. Yeah, I know. And I don't help. I'm not always the best advocate for that, Jim, obviously, right? Because I've never pretended to have an extensive vocabulary and, and I say that because then that means you're kind of limited to expressing, or you're limited by your vocabulary of how you're able to express yourself or, make yourself understood. Yeah, it's I'm not always the best advocate for best intermediary or whatever with chuds because I have a mouth too. And I don't know. I got up today and it was different than yesterday. And I made dinner. Me and the wife cooked together, which is rare, and yapped about some stuff, and I'd just been wound up. I don't know. I'm no saint, man. I hate fucking making... It starts getting uncomfortable when I yap about myself too much. But, I don't want to be misunderstood. People say, well, you're an arrogant bastard, TV. It's like, I'm not fucking arrogant. It isn't all about me. It's like I would be failing miserably if I didn't do everything I could to make myself clear. It's not about getting my fucking point across always to people. It's about making sure that they understand where I stand, right? Because, I don't think I can go overboard on it. I don't think anybody can go overboard on that. Like, you're never wasting your effort by continuing to try and make yourself understood and having patience, legitimate patience, right? And trying to understand where folks are coming from. When they're coming to you in a very open and honest way, right? Like at the beginning of the stream, Laura had to fucking get rid of some dumb fucks. It's like, you could be as shitty as you want. You can be, I am. But why not fucking bring something to stand on? Why come in and you want to fucking insult me? Good. Do it with some sort of, say, look, TV, this is where you're a fuck up because this is what Trump really is doing right. But I guess, again, that's why these folks don't show up in that way, because Trump isn't doing a goddamn thing out of honor or for the best of us. Or, for the most of us. Casper, what's up? Cheers to you. Jim says, pro tip, hint, if the name chaos, just tell it to go away on the mental health. Yeah, that dude is God. Jim, he's like, I don't know, my age, I believe. The motherfucker has... Jim, you just wait. It's been a rare showing, but there's a fucking character that comes in there once in a while called NATO. Holy fucking spaz, man. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, chaos. That motherfucker is persistent. You got to give him credit for that. But it's like, holy shit. Yeah, it's unexplainable, isn't it? Fucking cracks me up, man. That's probably the only reason why. Like, there'll be some really oddballs that'll come in, folks that I've never seen the fucking screen name before, and they'll be like, "Hi, TV. Hi," and then they just get fucking real weird real quick. And it's like, psh, just another fucking a regular chatter with a fucking new name trying to be fucking slick, but they're all fucking single layered. Jay says, TV, the music will save your mind so your politics can save your world. Fucking A, brother. Power to the people. Yeah, Human says chaos knows we're right. It's all just a fucking joke to him, which is the worst part. Right, like, Human, I know there's people out there, right, like that, right? And I don't, like, get on them. Like, someone like Chaos clearly has some sort of, disability socially, right? I mean, I was a fucking outcast in school. It's strange. Anyways. Yeah, it seems like there's a lot of chaoses. And though he is unique, for sure, brother. It is. Yeah, I guess Human, it just goes back again to that same question. There's always motive. There's always there's always a reason or an agenda, a goal behind almost everything any one of us do, whether it's selfish or not. Always, right? Like, we cook dinner because we're fucking hungry. There's a reason behind it. And I know that's just cheesy, but these folks, these poor and middle class Trumpers supporting him, have nothing to gain. And it blows my mind that these same folks were able, in a lot of cases, right, just able to live and function in society, working, paying their bills on time, a lot of them probably. And then when they punch the time clock and they go into the privacy of their home, it's a whole different fucking mindset. And I don't know, man. It's really hard for me to understand that. And it's what I'm getting at, I guess, is because they're mentally capable enough, brother, to maintain themselves, right? Go to school, go to work, or go to school, get an education, move on, get a great job, pay their bills. And then it seems like they're incapable of the most basic rational understanding of morality. And I say morality because they are choosing, they have to be knowing they are fucking lying and spreading bullshit. And I don't get it. What is the motivation? What is there? I can't believe that if you ask one of them, what is it you see gaining? What is it that you see you gaining from this? I I don't think they would ever be able to answer. Not in a personal, specific way, right? Like there's, well, this is what's right. Like, right? Like the DOGE thing. This is what's best for all of us. It's like, what are you fucking talking about? Jim says, hey, that White House site makes me feel brilliant and very confident in my mental health. Yeah, but it's also depressing, right? To see where such a large portion of our society stands. You know, the disposition some of these folks, a lot of these folks have, it's not like scary in a physical, it's just I'm not the world's most compassionate man, but I know what I am. I'm not the world's most compassionate guy, but it's very tough. It's like, what the fuck have you been through to hate folks so badly that you don't know to be just... I've never understood getting off on spewing bullshit that you know or have never looked into, but you just really want to be true. I don't know, man. I'm not saying I've never lied to myself. I've never lied to myself at that level, and I haven't lied to myself in a very long time. That shit's for the fucking birds. Jay says Chaos blocked me all his accounts, and that made me very happy. Yeah, there's some ways you're able to... I can't remember what it was, but I threw him off the other day and he disappeared for 15, 20 minutes. I can't remember what it was, but usually I won't deal with him. I'll just sit there and keep commenting and pressing his buttons without mentioning them, right? I think Jay actually told me that. He's like, Troy, just keep commenting on their comments, but without fucking, addressing them specifically, and it drives him fucking nuts. Yeah, jealous, for sure. Casper says we've had power cuts all day, and tonight I've not had a chance to read through the news properly yet. Is everything all right over there, Casper? What's going on with the power cuts, brother? Or sister? Brother? I let it slip, didn't I? Sorry, Casper. I usually don't, I don't ever, as you know, put any sort of emphasis on gender or whatever, but I don't know. Casper, what happened? What's going on over there? Casper is in Northern Ireland, I do believe. Casper is a good soul. See him on... well, Lord, a Canadian stream. How did you come across... I bet you came across Annie's Scum TV or Scumtown streams through Laura, didn't you? Casper says, Casper is a lady. I'm sorry, sister. Now I know. See, I don't ever come right out and ask those questions because it shouldn't matter, and it doesn't matter, but... you've listened to me enough, Casper. I am all about the brother and sister pronouns, which is whatever. Bad on me, good on me, but I appreciate you. Power outages all over the country, huh? Wow. So you just... Let me do some research for you then if you're still struggling with bandwidth or anything. I watched the, what is it, is it in Dublin? YouTube or Earth TV has a really cool live cam. right, that's a map of, I don't know. This is a map, I guess, of the power. Ireland power outage checker. Yeah, I'm not. See, I am really lousy at search word or keywords. Oh, was there a big storm? I figured you would have mentioned that, but I wasn't sure. Power outages in Ireland today, 32 plus hours after storm. No one man. So we got a bunch of crazy comments on this. This is just a our map porn. I think that's the name of the channel. Our map porn. Yeah, map porn. Somebody says you need space for your favorite extras. No man can destroy the power grid on Ireland. It wasn't a man. It was a crazy powerful wind. So what is going on in Northern Ireland? Is the UK infrastructure just worse compared to the Irish, or did the winds get stronger there for some reason? I don't understand. Yeah, did you guys have some... I'm going to get back to chat a second. Did you guys have some really shitty storms, I take it, recently then, Casper? Casper says she found scum through native... I'm gonna slaughter this, Casper, but let me know if I got close or not. Kasa, native Kasa, Kautsu, yeah, Katsa. That's a tough one for me. Who I met through Benny Local. That's where I met Laura. Oh yeah. Yeah, Benny's a keeper for sure. That's a live map now, right on. That I had up. Yeah, there's still people have no power after the storm. Jim says, I want, for one, respect Casper's site, contact genealogy. Casper says we were fine until today. So that's odd. So the storm came through 32 hours ago, but you didn't really have any issues until today. So maybe they had to do some power cuts to, kill power to the places they were repairing. I've went through some, not at that level, but not, yeah, it's a little surprising that I think you said that the whole country was experiencing it at times on some level. The outages. Kwatsa. Gotcha. Kautswa. Yeah, very interesting. I was probably before you and I met, Casper. It was not that long ago, year and a half ago, 2 years. I'd been I'm always trying to follow whatever real intense. Every once in a while, and I'm sure it'll happen again. Even though C-SPAN was running it mostly, the UK Parliament. Oh my God. That is so fucking entertaining for someone like me. When you watch some of these speeches on the rep or Senate floor, right? And there's nobody in the fucking chamber but the fucking chairman and the person speaking. And then you watch something like fucking British Parliament or whatever. But then I watched some fucking killer speech. Didn't you in fact, wasn't there an Irish elected official that just raised hell with Trump last week or something? Casper, maybe you shared that. I don't know. I'm sure of it. There was some Irish official that just completely fucking lit Trump up, like the Canadian official the other day. Casper says Prime Minister's questions on Wednesday is good. I'm gonna write that down because tomorrow's Wednesday. So, or for you, you're into Wednesday. Yeah, I really love the obviously because you guys know I'm a pretty animated fellow. I absolutely love the exchanges. It's insane. And I mean, it's funny too, like, especially, they got their book in their lap and they get up there and they set it down. Literally, like, it's a, like, part of their, like a football player in their helmet or something, right? Lay it down. Don't fucking look at it again and just start going to town. Irish Prime Minister questions on Wednesday. We're going to check that out for sure. Yeah, right on. As around the world, this is going to get crazy as it gets warmer too. I mean, the anti-Trump, anti-Musk, anti-Trump protests here in the U.S. have that was one that's one I can bring up for you guys just because it's funny. Mrs. V spent some time at the college in this little college town. Oh, for fuck's sake, is it, okay, that's not the, all right, it's not a mic. The anti-Trump protests everywhere are just fucking are ramping up.
And we're a small town.
And I'm bringing this up. It's a very small protest, but it's an extremely small Michigan town, college town. So this is Ypsilanti, Michigan. And this is just a really small local news feed that I get right here in West Michigan. But even though this isn't all that close to me, a couple hours away. But I just thought it was neat because look at the age, and yeah, the color of this crowd may be a little bit light, but you have to consider the area, right? These aren't, it's not like, there are plenty of towns in the country, and especially in Michigan, that are not all that diverse ethnically, racially, but that doesn't mean that they aren't diverse politically and socially, right? So I just thought this was pretty cool. This is what's going on all across America, and it's only ramping up.
I want to know if we can. A lot of people don't make the connection, but what is happening globally affects us here at the local level because our tax dollars support it. As we stand here, concerned about homelessness, concerned about children freezing to death in the city of Detroit.
But I've never been so scared, so outraged, or so resolved in my life. And here's why. The Supreme Court ruled that cities and other organizational levels can punish people for sleeping outside when they have nowhere to go. Now, they're just pushing us outside in the cold. There was a cold-related death in Detroit 2 weeks ago. It happens all over the country. There's hundreds of thousands of people sleeping outside in this weather right now, and guess what they're going to do? They're going to scoop them all up and send them to prison. And I don't know if you've heard recently what prison conditions are like, but they're not good.
Anyways, just do just a little piece from my corner of the world, speaking out against the insanity that is the Trump administration. Oh, the UK Parliament on Wednesday? Thanks, Casper. Right on. Humans Post is heartbreaking and just fucking doesn't ring any more clear and true. Human says all of Europe is saying their greatest ally, the United States, has become an adversary. How heartbreaking is that to hear, you guys? Let me read that again. Human says that all of Europe is saying their greatest ally, the United States, all of Europe's greatest fucking ally, the United States, is now an adversary. We have completely fucking let them down. For zero reason. There was no sort of self-preservation that was considered or needed to be considered in us disappointing hell. We fucking waged war against them. We've waged war against our closest allies. The people who fucking look up to us. And you know what? They're at least as strong as us. In their numbers, per capita, they are at least as strong as us. If not more so. Who's been around longer? Who's been around longer? It's fucking sick. It's really disappointing and very hard to stand up and say, to keep fighting and say, look, I'm an American and I'm ashamed of what's going on and I'm going to be a part of changing it, right? It's really fucking difficult. And I say I'm so irate about this because I look at, and as I know Human does, and many of you folks, we look at a lot of those folks in the Western countries, their goddamn strength and determination of these smaller democracies, right? And what they deal with inside of Europe and how they are so able to compromise and come together in a way that the United States in itself can't even fucking do. And they don't have no other choice but to keep tabs on what we're doing because we're such a fucking powerhouse, We can be a powerhouse in a good way or a bad way, and Trump is right now showing just how bad, or in a bad way, what a powerhouse America can be. All right, on that positive note, I love every one of you motherbuggers. And I appreciate you. As I always say, I will try not to make it too long before I do this again, but pacing myself. Again, if I went off the rails tonight, you can write Laura Malcolm, okay? All right. Peace and love to you guys. I appreciate you, all right? TV2 out.